I think it is now. Youth unemployment is another big issue. And so this is definitely a step in the right direction. I think the government, in addition to this equity rate adjustment, has also found a way to create like a payment plan that I saw a lot of people jump on as well. So folks who were disconnected were able to have their supply reconnected as well.
So Minister, then what are the next steps to ensure that this equity rate adjustment benefits continue and reach even more households?
I think, well, the equity rate adjustment was a first step. And as time goes on, you will see the continued unveiling and rolling out of the comprehensive energy reform program. In the past, what has happened is because of the several issues related to BEC and BPL, including the high, what they call legacy debt, the company having incurred upwards of $500 million of debt, the aging plant, which caused maintenance costs to be high, and as well the cost of fuel, all contributed to electricity bills being high. With the continued development of the energy reform program, where we are incorporating more renewables, enter into power purchase agreements, so we are taking away the responsibility for maintenance of equipment from BPL in large part. We should continue to see those bills coming down. On the question of affordability, overall, I think the main components would be things like housing, would be the electricity bill and food. And so from the onset, the government has been looking to control what we can control, so to speak, so the reduction in VAT overall.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1, our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2, once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3, our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Today, we're shining a spotlight on something many people dream about, turning passion into profit. With the rise of social media, more Bahamians are discovering that things that they actually love to do can actually become a source of income. Across the Bahamas, the creative industry is often referred to as the orange economy. It continues to grow, with the government placing great focus on supporting creatives, entrepreneurs, and digital innovators who are using their talents to build sustainable businesses. Joining us today is content creator Daria Roll, who has proven that with creativity, consistency, and the right approach, social media can be more than just entertainment. It can be a business. Welcome to What's Trending, Daria.
Thank you.
It's so great to have you here with us today. So for those who may not be familiar with you yet, tell us a little bit about Daria Roll. Who is she? How you got into the content creation business?
Okay, so Daria Roll. I am a content creator. I don't like to go by influencer really, but content creator, creative. Recently a agency founder. Okay. So I recently launched my boutique creative agency. I have been doing content creation for about 4 years now, full time, yes, 4 years, and I love it. I've worked with brands locally that I love, worked with brands globally that I love. I've been able to help with stimulating the orange economy, smaller businesses, and just tapping into creative ways to express myself and passion truly and experience profit.
That sounds great. Everybody might hear about that profit. But what first inspired you to start creating content, and did you ever imagine it would become a source of income for you?
I started creating content in the pandemic, like most people, and there was nothing to do. Everyone was locked down, so it was an outlet, and I've always wanted to do it full time, but you know, where we located, that may pose a little challenge. But yeah, it is something that I wanted to do on a smaller scale. I never saw it becoming as big as it is today, or my brand even reaching the heights that it has. But I started in the pandemic like any other person. I tell people I started with an iPhone and a dream, and it just really took off from there.
So obviously many people use social media just for fun. What do you think helped you to make the transition from just posting casually to building something that generates income?
I think it's my why behind it. I optimized my mind in a way of business. I do have a business degree. So for me, when I saw people doing it here locally, I was like, why is this that I can't break into the global market? And I started studying trends, started studying the algorithm, looking at how other people were doing it. That's something I encourage a lot of creators to do. Don't just look at home base, but look at what's being competitive in the world, what's marketable in the world.
And that is awesome. But are there any other tips that you could offer to other creatives that are watching that, you know, they say, okay, I think this could work?
For one, my favorite thing to tell creators is clean up your brand. For one, a lot of brands today are a bit too controversial.
Okay.
When it comes to working with brands or being paid for doing it, you want your brand to be enticing to people to imagine themselves being on your platform. So I asked people, if you were a business and you looked at the content that you create now, would you want you to promote that? Do you see this person as someone that will convert to sales or even inquiries? So one, clean up your brand. Does your brand seem enticing, or does it seem sporadic and all over the place, or always in drama or controversy, or, you know, is it a climate on your platform of hostility or profanity, you know? So just making your brand more enticing and dressing it up as something that people would actually want to adhere to, listen to, or align themselves with. And then two, consistency. A lot of people, we are when we say popcorn generation, we want to put in one or two things and then expect it to blow up. So being consistent even when you don't have the views, when the algorithm doesn't feel like it's in your favor, still pushing through that, because your why has to matter. And a lot of people started at zero or nothing, but consistency beats just talent. When you work hard, you will see the growth. It's inevitable, really. It's just when preparation meets opportunity, and the opportunity will come. It just is a matter of, will it be an expose, or it would be a reveal of this person always doing that?
So what would you say were some of your biggest challenges that you faced while building your platform and then also learning how to monetize it?
The biggest challenges to me probably was breaking through just having localized. So for one, the Caribbean isn't really regarded as a market that's super enticing to global brands. So a lot of times, a lot of brands didn't know where I was located for a very long time. They'll be like, I thought you were in LA, I thought you were in New York. Yeah, I'm all of those places where
I'm just global. I'm
globally minded. It doesn't matter where I'm at. The mind is global, you know?
Great.
So that was definitely one of the challenges. Monetization, of course. As a full-time creator, my payments, you know, passion is one thing, with profits, we don't live off of passion. Passion will pay the bills, you know? So that's not a payment method. But basically diversifying my income, so I don't just rely on one thing as far as month to month. So I do affiliate marketing, I do brand deals, I work with local markets with my agency. I have diversified my income, but in the beginning it was just always trading time for money. If I'm not creating, I'm not making money. And then, like I said, just getting that visibility in the global sense and really marketing myself in a way that would appeal to global brands.
Well, Daria, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing a little bit about your journey. Your story obviously is a great reminder that passion, when paired with dedication and creativity, can open doors of opportunity. So thank you again so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. From digital creators turning passion into profit to visual artists shaping the cultural story of the Bahamas. That's after the break. has long been a powerful way for the nation to tell its story, and for more than 4 decades, the Central Bank of the Bahamas has given local artists a platform to do just that.
Culture and Color, presented by Dungaluk Studios Art Gallery.
The latest exhibition, Fables, Shadows, and Self, showcases winning and standout works from the 2025-2026 high school and open art competitions, highlighting the incredible talent of young Bahamian artists. Here to tell us more is Ulrich Vogts, curator of the Central Bank of the Bahamas Art Gallery. Welcome, Ulrich.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here with us today. So Ulrich, for those who don't know, this competition has a massive legacy. As we hit the 42nd year, why is it so vital for this institution like the Central Bank to be the one driving platform for young artists?
Well, it used to be the only platform in 1984. This was the idea of Sir William Allen, our second governor of the central bank, together with Antonius Roberts. Mm-hmm. And the idea there was indeed to show an creative avenue for Bahamians and what creativity actually can be. And gladly now, moving forward 42 years, we have so many more platforms now. You know, we have great infrastructure in the Bahamas. We have ECHO, we have the Current, we have commercial galleries, we have a great UB program. So I could list more. So that is why you know, the Bahamas is such an interesting place.
It definitely is. So the title of this exhibition is so evocative: Fables, Shadows, and Self. When you created these, some 200 submissions, what kind of stories were young Bahamians telling? And are we seeing a lot of introspection or look back at our folklore?
Introspection. This is probably since, really since 2019, 2020, the main topic. It was really after Dorian that you could, especially in the high school competition, you could see a lot of also struggle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of the kids, they used their creativity almost as therapy. Yes. There are still obviously colorful and joyful submissions, but a lot of them you can see that the students, that they really thought about it, and it goes deep.
Sounds like it went really deep. So I love that you have expanded into printmaking and folklore, and even you had digital applications. So how much has that digital doorway helped in Voices from the Family Islands, or even for Bahamian studying abroad?
Yeah, we started with the digital submission actually during the pandemic. Yeah? And before it was that everybody had to bring in the artworks physically into the gallery, and then the jurors, they went around, they had maybe 2 hours to look at everything. And with the digital submission, we also asked for an explainer video. So everybody has to do, like, you know, with a phone, very simple, 90 seconds maximum, just to tell something about the work and tell something about yourself. Okay. And that opened it up to the Family Islands. You know.
And obviously a lot more people were able to participate.
Exactly.
And so obviously we aren't just looking at paintings anymore either. We're talking about poetry and music. So how does adding those layers change the atmosphere of the gallery for visitors?
Yes. Again, it used to be that there was just one overall award, yes, you know, and that also came with a solo exhibition. And because the landscape, the creative landscape changed, we thought we have to spread the love.
And so for a high schooler who is watching right now, they may be sketching in their notebook, but they're afraid to submit to your competition. What's one piece of advice you would give to them?
Be fearless. Be fearless. There is only one way to see where you stand, and this is if you can compare it with your peers.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your insights into the exhibition. I know it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So if you would like to explore the pieces featured in Fables, Shadows, and Self, you can visit the exhibition at the Central Bank Art Gallery or view the submissions online. It's a wonderful opportunity to experience the creativity and storytelling that continue to shape Bahamian culture. Now, don't go anywhere just yet. If you think $30,000 in prizes sound good, wait until you hear about the exclusive fashion show reveals we'll be discussing next.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Wow, wow. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Those pepper wings.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Eleuthero, we've helped 122 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $3 million in approved funding, the SPDC is strengthening Eleuthero's economy by investing in its leading sectors: tourism, food and beverage, and agriculture. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SPDC, Bahamas.
If you can hear the bells ringing in the distance, it's not just your imagination. It's the sound of wedding season in the Bahamas. We're talking about the ultimate wedding and event experience. Whether you're a bride-to-be, a nervous groom, or just someone who loves a good party, the 36 Bahamas Bridal Show is back. This year's theme is Someone to Love, and it's taking over the Grand Hyatt at Bahama. Joining us today, Makiva Wallace, the Bahamas Bridal Show coordinator, to tell us why this isn't just a show. It's a full-on experience. So welcome to What's Trending, Makiva.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here with us. 36 years is an incredible legacy. So for those who have never been, how would you describe the energy of being in the room when the fashion show starts? And obviously the champagne is flowing as well.
All day. So what I tell people is that the Bahamas Bridal Show is the social event of the year. I want to dispel the myth. People believe that the Bahamas Bridal Show, because of its name, it's just for brides and grooms to be. But over the years, we have had many businesses who have come to the trade show aspect of it to show people, to introduce their products and services. So we have insurance companies, we have hotels, photography, videography, clothing, all of the things that you would need to plan any celebration, not just weddings.
So I love the theme, someone to love.
Don't we all want someone to love us?
I know, right? That's just perfect. So how does this year's show celebrate the classic Bahamian romance differently than years in the past?
So this year, because if you think of Disney and the fairy tale theme, right?
We all grew up on those, right?
Exactly. And they're all love stories that ends with someone loving someone. And so this year's fashion show is going to be geared towards all of the, just about all of the Disney characters.
Oh, that should be
so
nice.
your Cinderella, your Snow White, your Beauty and the Beast, it's going to be beautiful.
And I see that you have over 40 exhibits this year.
Yes.
And if I'm a couple just starting out with my planning today, where on earth should I start once I walk through the doors?
Take a left, take a right, go straight.
Anywhere. Anywhere.
You
All
can
the
go
bases covered.
anywhere because the ballroom wall to wall is going to be just absolutely covered with vendors who are vying to get your business. And a lot of times, you know, the internet has played a big part in brides and grooms and other persons trying to shop for their events.
Yes.
But I want people to know that you can come to the Bahamas Bridal Show on March 22nd, and those vendors are there to assist you. We are encouraging people to shop at home. They offer great discounts, especially if you book with them on the day of. Not that you have to pay, but a booking gets you awesome discounts for your special event.
And that's always a positive plug,
Yes.
right? Mm-hmm. So I have to mention that the flyer says 30,000 in
correct.
prizes.
Yes.
So can you give us a sneak peek at what kind of giveaways will be waiting for some lucky winners?
So we have hotels that are participating, the Warwick Hotel, we have Margaritaville, we have British Colonial, who are all giving away honeymoon stays. And then we have Beyond the Decor, who does beautiful decorations. She's giving away a honeymoon stay at their villas in Long Island. So just by that alone, and then we give away clothing. So your gown, you could win your gown that's valued at almost $5,000. You can win tuxedos, your photography, your videography.
All of the things that you need to make your day special, eh?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And then Orbit 360 is going to be there, and he's going to be giving away lots of fabulous prizes.
And he's always a lot of fun, eh?
Absolutely.
So with food and champagne sampling included, what's your best advice for guests to make sure they see everything without getting the wedding planning burnout?
First of all, ladies, I would want to say come in flats.
Comfortable
The Bahamas
shoes.
Bridal Show is not the place for you to be profiling in heels. Let's just start with that. Because there is so much to see. When you arrive, you just make sure you get your pre-packed shopping bag that we have for our brides and other attendees. That's being provided by Easy Payday. So if you've ever seen their bags, they're gorgeous. You know, people use them for everything.
Yes.
So they're providing our pre-packed shopping bags, and you just take that and you make sure that you visit every vendor and get all of the information that you need.
That sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like Sunday, March 22nd is the place to be for anyone looking to say, I do in style. McKeeva, thank you so much for joining us.
And it's not only for brides and grooms. Let's not say that.
Make it clear. Everybody can come.
Everybody is invited.
All right, I like that.
So you can purchase tickets online at bahamasevents.net, or you can visit any of our social media pages, Bahamas Events and Sports or Bahamas Bridal Show.
Well, thank you again, McKeeva, for joining us and giving us a glimpse into the ultimate wedding and event experience. So we can't wait to see what magic unfolds this year. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Well, get ready for a masterclass in rhythm and rhyme. Talib Kweli is bringing his legendary flow to the intimate setting of the John Batiste Jazz Club. It's raw, it's soul, and it's happening for only 2 nights. Catch the moment tomorrow, Wednesday, March 11th, and Thursday, March 12th. Experience the culture live at Bahama. Thinking about buying your first home? On Wednesday's show, we're breaking down the journey from the challenges to the surprises and sharing the tips every first-time buyer needs to know. Well, thanks so much for watching. Stay connected with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve. Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope, and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
Back for another season with all the excitement, drama, and behind-the-scene meltdowns that you love to watch. Their journey to the crown and title of Miss Teen Universe Bahamas. It's Quest for the Crown, Season 3, and it will have you locked in from start to finish. Who will be the new queen? Who will win the opportunity of a lifetime with a full 4-year scholarship and the chance to represent the Bahamas on the international stage? Find out when the journey happens. Wednesdays, 9:30 p.m. here on the ZNS Network.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Here's what's making news. The Prime Minister is hoping to put lingering concerns about last week's arbitration ruling involving the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority to rest once and for all. And he has accepted an invitation to speak at a town hall meeting in Freeport this evening to do just that.
Be sure to tune in to the Bahamas Tonight at 7.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Political tensions flare over the arbitration ruling at a town hall meeting on Grand Bahama. Plus, a push to ban chaining dogs in the Bahamas as concerns grow over attacks and animal cruelty. And condolences continue to pour out for a beloved broadcaster.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
evening and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. A packed and often heated town hall meeting in Freeport saw residents pressing for answers on the recent arbitration ruling between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Prime Minister Philip Davis and a panel of legal experts broke down the tribunal's decision claim by claim, but tensions in the room quickly escalated as opposition figures, including Michael Pintard, addressed the crowd, sparking strong reactions from supporters on both sides of the political divide. We will come to that story later in the broadcast. Meantime, the war of words between the government and the opposition is continuing over the Grand Bahama Port Authority's 2026 arbitration at a recent town hall meeting held Monday night. The FNM is accusing the government of staging the event, and the PLP has fired back in a letter to the opposition leader. Our Shane Stubbs tells us more.
The back and forth between the government and the opposition comes in the wake of a town hall meeting in Grand Bahama addressing the recent arbitration ruling involving the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Following a heated exchange between attendees and members of the opposition during the meeting, the Free National Movement has since issued a statement responding to the developments surrounding the event. The Free National Movement is criticizing what it calls a politically staged town hall meeting. The party claims the gathering was organized and controlled by supporters of the Progressive Liberal Party despite being presented as a public forum. Now, the FNM also accused the Office of the Prime Minister of interfering with its leader, Michael Pintard's remarks during the government's live stream of the meeting. The party says the town hall was organized after the government lost its arbitration case against the Grand Bahama Port Authority, where a $357 million claim was dismissed. According to the statement, the opposition is now calling on the government to disclose the full cost of the legal effort while urging leaders to discuss and focus on economic opportunities for residents of Grand Bahama rather than what it describes as election time political tactics. Meanwhile, the Progressive Liberal Party is pushing back against the Free National Movement leader, Michael Pintard, over his comments on the arbitration ruling. In a press statement, the PLP claims Pintard repeated talking points from the Port Authority and failed to represent the interests of Grand Bahama's residents. The party says the arbitration ruling confirmed the government's authority in Freeport and rejected most of the Port Authority's counterclaims. Now, the PLP also accused the FNM of historically protecting the interests of wealthy families connected to the Port Authority and criticized Pintard's performance at the town hall meeting. Now, the debate over the GBPA arbitration continues to spark conversation on the future of Grand Bahama. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
Switching gears now, the director of the Humane Society of Grand Bahama is calling for tougher animal protection laws in the Bahamas, including a ban on chaining dogs, as concerns grow over dog attacks and the treatment of animals across the island. The details in this report.
Before you get a dog or a cat, for that matter, make sure that you have the financial means to take care of them. Make sure you have the proper housing for them, and that doesn't mean a cage and it doesn't mean tying them up.
Director of the Humane Society of Grand Bahama, Elizabeth Tibaro, says chaining dogs should be illegal in the Bahamas. While the practice has already been outlawed in several states and cities across the United States, she believes the country would benefit from adopting similar legislation. Her comments come as she raises concerns about the number of dogs being kept on chains for long periods, a practice she says is inhumane and has contributed to an increase in dog attacks locally.
If you are going to tether a dog, I don't like to say chain because you should never use a chain. You need to use an appropriate tether with an appropriate collar. The dog must have ample room to move around. You shouldn't have to have them going to the bathroom where they eat and drink and sleep. And they need time off of that chain. You've got to get them off that chain for several hours a day. Walk them, bring them in your house. Bring them in your house.
Recent incidents involving aggressive or uncontrolled dogs have sparked renewed calls for tougher enforcement of animal protection laws and more responsible pet ownership. Still, she says enforcement remains a serious challenge.
Under the Animal Protection and Control Act of 2010, there are laws in place and there are penalties in place that are significant enough that it should make people take notice, but it takes law enforcement to bring those charges and to do that. The politicians and the superintendents of police, the people at the very top have to say, yes, this is a problem and we want to deal with it, and they have to instruct their subordinates to deal with it.
She adds that beyond enforcement, limited funding and resources continue to make the Humane Society's work even more difficult.
It requires a lot more funding and resources than what any of us have, including the police, including animal control, including the Humane Society here, the Humane Society in Nassau, and on other islands. None of us are getting the resources that we need to effectively deal with this problem.
And as the only animal shelter on Grand Bahama, the Humane Society says it's doing what it can with limited resources. Operating the facility costs about $900,000 each year, yet the organization falls nearly $10,000 short every month. Even so, staff continue their work caring for nearly 1,200 dogs, hoping the community will step in to help ensure those animals have a safe place to go. And we will have the top story right after this break. Women across Grand Bahama celebrate International Women's Day at a special luncheon honoring leadership and empowerment. We'll have that story, sports, and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Freeport Fashion Week 2026 presents Dream in Color. Join the opening night fashion show Friday, March 20th at 7 p.m. at the Stone Crab, Tano Beach. Donation is $100 with drinks and hors d'oeuvres included. Tickets available at the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the Stone Crab.
Join the Grand Bahama Christian Council in their installation service on Sunday, March 15th at 4 p.m. It all takes place at the Central Church of God on Coral Road under the theme, A Unified Force Working Together in Unity Against the Enemy. Speaker for the service will be Pastor Robert Lockhart of Calvary Temple. All are invited to attend.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
So there's no reason to touch the dial. Don't you go nowhere, keep the house locked to the all-new Power 104.5 FM, the fun station. And again, if it ain't fun, it ain't outside.
The all-new Power 104.5 FM, the fun station.
PJ, you know where Tico is? Someone out there again for one of his tickets.
Boy, I know. I think he on the road to be on the road.
That's right, it's the all-new Power 104.5 FM, the fun station. Yours truly, Tico T. I'm here live on location right now at Workers' House Grounds, where it's going down Saturday, March 14th. Yours truly, my big birthday block party. And guess what? If you pull up on me right now, right now, you get yourself a free ticket, all right?
Come. Get ready for Tico T's birthday party. Legacy.
Old school versus new school. Tico T's birthday bash is coming. Legacy.
Tickets now available at Fluid Factory, Queens Highway, LYS Sportswear, Exclusive Hair Studio, Express Auto, On Point Designs, Tipsy Nail Supplies, Glitz and Gems, and Beauty Ego.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Turn to our top story. A packed and often heated town hall meeting in Freeport saw residents pressing for answers on the recent arbitration ruling between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis and a panel of legal experts broke down the tribunal's decision claim by claim, but tensions in the room quickly escalated as opposition figures, including Michael Pintard, addressed the crowd, sparking strong reactions from supporters on both sides of the political divide. Our Shalia Roll joins us live now with the latest. Shalia?
Raven, the town hall meeting held to provide clarity on the recent tribunal ruling drew a large and engaged crowd with supporters from across the political spectrum, filling the room to hear directly from Prime Minister Philip Davis and legal experts about the outcome of the arbitration involving the Grand Bahama Port Authority. During the session, panelists carefully outlined each claim and counterclaim presented before the tribunal, giving residents a clearer understanding of what the ruling means. But it was a heated meeting that left those in attendance heckling members of the opposition, and the Prime Minister firmly pointing out who succeeded in this meeting and who did not. The Prime Minister once again defending the government's decision to take the matter to arbitration, stating that efforts at dialogue were not supported and that the government ultimately acted within its rights under the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. However, tensions in the room rose after the presentation when Michael Pintard, leader of the Free National Movement, made remarks on the ruling, prompting strong reactions from members of the audience.
The city of Freeport, you can, in fact, make sure that more of us in this room are involved in the governance of Freeport, but at the same time, we do not destroy the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. And let me explain why.
And one by one, as opposition members made their way to the podium,
what I'm trying to understand is, on the one hand, how the government's claim could be dismissed, and then your interpretation is that it is a judgment with damages to be assessed.
The reason we are in support of the ruling is because the FNM Ingram administration in 1994 said the authorities have been minimal.
the crowd reacted. But the legal minds in the room shared how the government won 7 out of 8 rulings.
And the authority are to attempt to resolve the outstanding issues identified in paragraph 373C of the tribunal's ruling. Failing a successful attempt, the tribunal will resolve those issues. And that was the conclusion of the...
For attorney Ernie Wallace, he also weighed in, sharing his thoughts on the arbitration ruling.
Out of the view that the government's right to legislate overrides the Grand Bahama Port Authority's right under the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. That is very, very important. And having read that, I would like to say that I came to this conclusion. The report clearly concluded that the government of the Bahamas can only be resident in one place, and that is in the elected government.
Meanwhile, prominent attorney Terrence Gape was also on the panel. Here's how he believes Grand Bahamians should see the ruling.
Freeport needs to be a part of the Bahamas. And there should be no question of our citizenship. Our citizenship is Bahamian. So that when we think of Freeport, you should think of the Bahamas as a part of us. And that would be possible when we have got rid of the families and started to run our own city.
For Prime Minister Philip Davis, he also outlined the authority currently held by the Grand Bahama Port Authority, explaining that much of its influence today stems from parallel corporate structures, such as the Port Group of Companies, which are not specifically outlined in the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. According to Davis, as a result, the Port Authority's primary role within Freeport largely centers on the collection of license fees rather than broader governing powers. He said the arbitration ruling helps to clarify the scope of authority between the government and the Port Authority moving forward.
We apologize for the technical difficulties in that report. Switching gears now, smiles, celebration, and sisterhood took center stage at the Stone Crab restaurant as women across Grand Bahama marked International Women's Day with a special luncheon headlined by Mistress Anne-Marie Davis. Our Matthew Martinborough has more details in this story.
An event aimed to celebrate the fellowship of women throughout the world featured top-notch catering, a photo booth, and a live jazz band. The annual International Women's Day luncheon at the Tino Beachfront Stone Crab restaurant presents an all-class affair for women to mingle and learn from other aspiring successful ladies within the Grand Bahama community. Pediatrician and women's wellness advocate Dr. Tamara Quant-Moss notes the event's intention extends beyond celebration and connection.
As much as we're here to celebrate these accomplishments, we are also here to tell the truth. The truth about how difficult it can be to show up in all the ways that women are expected to show up, do all the things that we are expected to do well, and give to the degree that we are expected to when we are running on fumes.
Special honorary guest is spouse of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis, who shares her passion for the advancement of women's social involvement within the Commonwealth.
If we want to do this and reach that stage, we have to be bullish, okay? We have to be bullish about the advancement of women's rights. And we have to be bullish about giving to gain.
Closing her address, the nation's First Lady adds many achievements celebrated by women could not have been possible without the consistent support and positivity offered by other women.
So let us give freely, let us gain abundantly, and rise together. So I want to wish all of you happy International Women's Day, to each of you. May we continue to rise, not alone, but together. And may we give in ways that transform Grand Bahama and our entire nation and the world.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
We continue saluting women throughout the community and organizations who are making a huge difference. Tonight, we highlight Superintendent of Immigration Police, Patrice Darling. We say continue to strive for excellence. And that's a look at stories making news. Shane, what's happening in sports?
Well, the Caribbean swim team has been in, and I'm sure they're excited about the trip.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shane. Sports is coming your way next, right after the break.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
The Freeport Players Guild presents Susan Hill's The Woman in Black, starring Jeffrey Swain and Ramado Russell, March 13th and 14th at 8 p.m. and March 15th at 4 p.m. at the Regency Theater. Tickets $35 at the Gregory's Fine Foods, or scan the QR code to purchase online.
Melinda Whitney, Teaching Diary.
One of the most damaging words a child can hear from a parent isn't a curse word. It's this one, disappointed, especially when it's used as a label and not a lesson. When a child hears, "I'm disappointed in you," they don't hear correction. They hear, "I'm not enough. I failed you. I lost your love." Discipline should correct behavior, not attack identity. There's a difference between saying, "That choice was disappointing," and saying, "You disappoint me." One teaches responsibility, the other teaches shame. Correct the action. Protect the child's heart, because children don't need perfect parents. They need parents who discipline with love.
A digital wave is sweeping across the Bahamas, and it's reached the shores of North Andros. The Pay Fast, Live Digital campaign launched by the Central Bank of the Bahamas and the Clearing Banks Association is bringing safe, fast, and convenient payment solutions to every island.
What is important about events like this is getting communities to understand that we also see the issues that they're dealing with. And these sort of engagement, I think, help us to have those types of important conversations.
From online banking to mobile wallets, we're empowering communities like North Andros, one town hall at a time. Don't miss your chance to join the movement. Let's live digital together.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. This one goes out to Kajai Johnson. I hope you're enjoying your first birthday. Well, the 48-member team for the 2026 Carifta Swim Championships was recently announced with 17 members of the team making the cut from Grand Bahama. Joining the team set to travel to Martinique this Easter weekend are Kamani Cooper, Dion Morris, and Logan Camacho, who will be competing in the male 11-12 category. Multi-medal winner at last year's Games, Dexter Russell, along with Sean Norville-Smith and Harold Simmons, made the cut for the male 13-14 age group. And making the cut for the male 15-17 age bracket are Tristan Hepburn and Raphael McBroom. Meanwhile, competing in the female 13-14 category will be Isabella Cucurulo, Sienna Campbell, Skylar Smith, and Nia Belton. In the female 15-17 category are Zoe Williamson, Kamea Saunders, and Leela Lewis. And solidifying their spot on the open water team are Nateo Knowles, who will compete in the 14-15 male category, along with Kaylin Williams, who will compete in the 16-18 male category. The team will be coached by Tribunal McPhee once again, with Karen Pinder-Johnson serving as team manager as the team goes for their 8th straight Carifta title. Next on the lineup, Hoops Island Clinic is in full swing, led by Coach Devontae Forbes. The club operates 3 times a week between the YMCA and Moon McPhee Park, and whether it's weight training or on-the-court work, the Grand Bahama Academy turned Canadian College hooper felt the call to help the next generation of ballers was an easy one to make.
I always wanted to coach, and I've been coaching for a little while. So something like this was right down my avenue, and I'm an educator, so I like to teach kids, I like to show kids not just how to play ball, but how to be good men. What I am looking forward to most of all is just building, I feel like it's a good thing if they are able to find a safe, structured environment where they wouldn't have to worry about, okay, I gotta pay this, I gotta do that. Making it as lean as possible and as affordable as possible.
And finally, a co-ed champion was crowned in the Grand Bahama Volleyball Association. The Youth in Action Ballers completed a 2-0 sweep of the Sandbasket Blasters. They sweep both sets in the decisive Game 2 of that best-of-3 series, 21-15 and 21-18. Meanwhile, on the men's side of the net, the Squish Squashers drew first blood in their best-of-3 series versus the GB Shockers. They take Game 1 2-0, winning both sets 25-23 and 25-21. Game 2 of the men's championship, along with Game 2 of the women's title series between the Fantasy Ravens and PB All-Stars, takes place this evening at the St. George's Gymnasium. And that's your sports fix this evening. Your local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Catch you all on The Rebound.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
From the onset, let's just confess that Grand Bahama is a big deal. We are on the move, and the progress made is undeniable. So let's give it up to Grand Bahama. So as we look ahead, Grand Bahama's growth strategy is guided by resilience, inclusivity, and sustainability. Our development model must absorb shocks, adapt, and recover.
This means smarter infrastructure, diversified income, and forward planning. Investments must translate into opportunities for Bahamians, not just through jobs, but advancement opportunities on those jobs, training, spin-off entrepreneurial opportunities, and community development through corporate social responsibility.
My commitment to you is that this administration will keep choosing the path that brings the back of all of old corporatocracy and builds something stronger in its place, with energy reform backed by real capital, with infrastructure that matches your ambition, and with Grand Bahamians, not outsiders, at the center of the story. The next time a 22-year-old Bahamian arrives in Grand Bahama with a suitcase and a dream, I want them to see what I saw in 1974, a place where the future is being built.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight. They're coming your way next.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the Prime Minister optimistic the country's passport power remains unaffected, and this amid a recent increase in fraudulent passport cases. Plus, the government keeping a keen eye on escalating tensions in the Middle East, a crisis that could trigger a surge in the global cost of living. And UB gets a hefty philanthropic donation to strengthen its STEM capacity and, by extension, national and human development. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. The Prime Minister is responding to a recent spike in passport fraud cases as police investigate and the courts deal with a number of alleged schemes. Leah Cooper starts us off tonight.
As more people are being hauled before the courts for passport fraud, questions are being raised about what this could mean for the Bahamas' international reputation. But Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says he's not overly concerned. The Prime Minister says the number of cases so far is not large enough to pose a major threat, but he admits any fraudulent government document is a serious issue.
I don't think it's a threat per se, because the amount that we are talking about has not been that great. However, any fraudulent document that purports to be an official document of the government has the potential of undermining the integrity of that system.
The Prime Minister also says authorities are already keeping a close watch on the recent spike in these cases.
I know that the police has taken note of this, and they are looking at how best to defend against it.
His comments come as several cases involving fraudulent Bahamian passports are now moving through the courts. In one case, a father and son are behind bars after they allegedly used fraud to obtain a Bahamian passport. Prosecutors say 59-year-old Gercy Pierre submitted a fraudulent marriage certificate to the passport office to help his 18-year-old son, Haitian national Max Pierre, secure a Bahamian passport. Authorities say the son then used that passport to obtain a Bahamian voter's card. Both men denied the allegations. When they appeared before senior magistrate Anishka Isaacs. They were refused bail and remain in custody until their trial set for May 21st. And in a separate case, a Haitian national has already been sentenced to 2 years in prison for passport fraud. He changed his plea to guilty after investigators discovered he used a forged certificate of registration to obtain a Bahamian passport passport, which he then used to get a Bahamian voter's card. The man was arrested at Lynden Pendle International Airport in December of 2024 after an immigration officer suspected his passport was fraudulent. He will serve 2 years in prison and will be deported after completing his sentence. Officials say they remain vigilant as they move to crack down on any attempts to fraudulently obtain Bahamian passports. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Well, thanks, Leah. Now over in Grand Bahama, attendees of last night's town hall meeting in Freeport given an opportunity to listen and even comment on the recent arbitration ruling between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority. It was again an opportunity for the Prime Minister to reiterate the government's case that the old way of doing business on that island is over and a new era is beginning. There is now certainty, he says, over who has authority over license, who regulates utility, and who approves development. While there's still a legal process ahead, the Prime Minister says the government is open to negotiations. He, however, called on licensees, the business community, and workers on the island to partner with the government to build Grand Bahama. Meantime, a 139-page arbitration ruling, not easy to digest, but former magistrate attorney Greg Moss was one of several panelists of last evening's town hall meeting in Grand Bahama who sought to bring clarity to the issue, which has both the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority claiming victory. And this despite the GBPA having 7 of its 8 counts to resolve outstanding issues. Failing a successful attempt, the tribunal will again step in.
Missing for too long is a governance structure that works in the public interest, one that gives Bahamians a voice. Now we can finally implement a long-term economic plan covering shipping, logistics, industry, tourism, real estate, and innovation. The old story, the one where an entity claimed to be beyond Bahamian law, collected fees from everyone in this room, and then demanded $1 billion from Bahamian taxpayer for the inconvenience of being governed, that story is over. We now get focused on building a very bright future together.
In other news, the Chief Clerk of Parliament providing more insight on key pieces of legislation passed into law that play a pivotal role in enhancing the rule of law and democracy in the country. Fern Carey reports.
The 2023-2026 parliamentary session saw a number of landmark pieces of legislation passed in the Parliament aimed at advancing the government's policy objectives and reform agenda. Among them, the Court Services Act, which came into effect on July 1st, 2024. It provides for the independence of the judiciary by establishing an independent body to manage its own administrative and financial affairs. Chief Clerk of Parliament David Forbes provides more insight on the significance of the legislation.
When you talk about the separation of powers, which is very, very vital to any democracy, you cannot boast of having a democracy unless you have the separation of powers. And while we have always operated that way in theory, you then was having some encroachment. And so what was necessary is for the government to codify the separation in the law to let everybody knows where the lines are drawn.
The Parliamentary Services Act also became law on July 1st, 2024, and is considered one of the greatest reform measures introduced to Parliament since independence. It enables Parliament to have more say in governing its affairs by placing the responsibility of the Parliamentary Service under the control and management of an independent Parliamentary Service Commission.
Parliamentary Service Commission is responsible for hiring, promoting, training and on basically running, fundamentally saying, basically, this is how the parliamentary service is to run. The day-to-day running of the institution, of course, is done by the administrative staff at the House of Assembly, but we have the rules guide us too, and how far we could go and how far we can't go.
And this has been a very active legislative session, with the government completing at least 95% of its legislative agenda. The 2023-2026 parliamentary session will come to an end once the House of Assembly is prorogued, indicating that a general election is imminent. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Coming up, the Minister of Foreign Affairs addresses regional security. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. That and more in a moment.
Every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle, and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
I just found out that KFC has an irresistible promo.
Crunch into the juicy flavor of the new KFC Wrap Star, a classic made modern that's crunchy, melty, and grilled to perfection for all the journeys of your day. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Welcome back to The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. In this special edition, we look back at 2025, a year of milestones, breakthroughs, and real impact across both energy and transport in the Bahamas.
From groundbreaking energy projects to safer streets for our communities, 2025 is setting the pace for progress. Let's start by seeing how energy is powering our islands forward.
2025 marked a major leap in renewable energy. With the National Energy Policy 2025 to 2030 finalized, the foundation was set for cleaner, more reliable power. The Energy Summit brought it to life, spotlighting multi-island power purchase agreements, New Providence's first utility-scale solar project, and LNG agreements shaping a more sustainable future.
We are carefully overseeing each development, with most stations expected to be online by the fourth quarter of 2026.
The ministry's transport initiatives focused on safety and connectivity. School crossing guards and solar-powered signs improved road safety, while the Drive Safe to Arrive Alive campaign reinforced safe driving nationwide. Partnerships with AdFi and BTC also brought Wi-Fi to public buses and taxis, improving connectivity for commuters. 2025 wasn't just a year of plans, it was a year of action. Every ministry-led project and partnership brought cleaner energy, safer roads, and stronger connections, shaping a future Bahamians can rely on.
We've chosen a future where Bahamians can rely on their energy system instead of worrying about it.
I'm Larissa Lundy, and this is The Movement, your energy and transport briefing. 2025 set the pace, and our future is already in motion. Stay with us.
Oh, you're looking at a shot there of the National Beach Soccer Stadium at the foot of the Sydney Poitier Bridge. And that shot courtesy of our drone pilot, Shane Gibson. Thanks, Shane. Welcome back. The Prime Minister, the Honourable Philip Davis, taking his message on crime reduction directly to the community, walking through Southern Shores in the Carmichael Division as part of the government's Clear, Hold, Build initiative. Accompanied by Housing and Urban Renewal Minister, the Honourable Keith Bell, senior police officers and members of Urban Renewal, the Prime Minister visited several homes in Millers Heights, Flamingo Gardens and Sunset Park, listening to residents' concerns about safety in their neighborhoods. Officials say the effort comes as new police statistics show crime trending downward across the country.
You do not launch a program and walk away. You come back, you listen, and you build on what is working. The numbers tell us we are moving in the right direction. Homicides are down 26%. Robberies are down 39% and down 71% from that peak. House breakings have been cut nearly in half. Overall major crime across the country is down 15%. Those are the official figures from the Royal Bahamas Police Force. We are breaking the back of crime in the Bahamas, and it happened because we invested.
Well, meantime, police confirming that several armed robberies have circulating on social media have caught their attention. Now, West Calix Forbes has that story.
Commissioner of Police Chantanol says the Royal Bahamas Police Force is aware of the spike and is offering precaution to the wider society.
And this year we're seeing armed robberies on the rise. Unfortunately or fortunately, we're not seeing any connections to any of them. Many of them are street robberies that we're seeing happen. And so the basic message still goes out that people must be aware of their surroundings at all times.
The trend and methods of armed robberies have also evolved. Superintendent Antonio Lavarti of the Criminal Investigation Department says officers have been actively investigating these cases.
We've had one or two matters where persons would use construction clothing to kind of disguise themselves. We've had, but there's not an increase in those matters. But I can safely tell you, with the assistance of officers, the Criminal Investigations Department, the operation team, those matters were closed. But we've placed someone before the courts in respect to that video.
Based on social media circulation, it would appear females are among those most targeted. In one instance, a female is viewed being harassed by bandits while stationed behind a counter at work. Whilst commentators feel women and business are easy targets, Superintendent Lavardi shares a different view.
No. I wouldn't say businesses. Like I indicated, once an opportunity presents itself, that is where a robber strikes. We haven't seen much business establishment being robbed in the year 2026, but we've seen crime, armed robberies against direct persons. But in terms of business establishment, no.
Despite the camouflage, these videos quite often help police to solve crimes, as suspects can still be identified by members of the public.
Police say they understand the concerns of residents and remain committed to keeping communities safe as these investigations continue. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm West Calix Forbes.
Well, Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honourable Fred Mitchell, in London this week, attending several high-level meetings. One of them, the 12th Annual United Kingdom Caribbean Forum, which opened today. The event features foreign ministers of CARICOM, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and the United Kingdom, discussing trade and investment, security cooperation, regional development, as well as a plan of action to guide UK-Caribbean engagement over the next 2 years. Now, Minister Mitchell used the opportunity to shed more light on regional security, specifically when it comes to the rising violence in Haiti.
Issue is now not only the question of the drugs passing through, but also the issue of migration pressures from Haiti as a result of the implosion in that country on the political side. And we have invested, CARICOM has invested significant resources in seeking to assist the people of Haiti to resolve those political problems, because ultimately that's the solution to the issues of migration and the knock-on effects. And we, all of us, in CARICOM, continue to support those efforts and will continue to support those efforts, because Haiti is an integral part of CARICOM. We support them and want the country to succeed.
Back here at home, fear is rising across the globe, with oil prices soaring amid the ongoing conflict now engulfing most of the Middle East. The disruption at the critical Strait of Hormuz, where as much as 30% of the world's oil is transported, is further fueling concern that prices will only continue to skyrocket. And here at home, gas retailers are cautioning drivers to brace for higher prices at the pump. Economics Affairs Minister, Senator the Honourable Michael Akita, says the hope is that there is a swift resolution to the situation in the Middle East. And while the Bahamian government is closely watching and monitoring the developments there are also plans to meet with retailers.
And that if the conflict persists and spreads, that would pose a problem. My hope, and I think the hope of most people in this part of the world, is that the conflict is resolved. and that as far as the energy aspect of it, we can see the flow of oil and petroleum open back up.
In the last few days, a barrel of oil in the global market spiked to more than $130, with that figure expected to continue soaring as long as the war continues. Halkida says it's not just at the pumps that consumers will feel the pain from this instability, though, also in energy costs and potentially at the grocery store.
120, that's pandemic level or post-pandemic level price that would tend to trickle down not only at the pump, but, in terms of electricity and in terms of, services that businesses provide. And so if it persists, we have the potential of seeing costs go up. And so that's why I say we are hopeful that we don't see this pain, so to speak, immediately.
Well, we can also tell you tonight that nearly a decade after the World Health Organization and the government agreed on a national dementia plan, the government's looking to restart those discussions in hopes of providing adequate care for the many fighting the progressive illness. LaDawn Davis has the story.
As of 2024, over 2,000 Bahamians have been living with dementia in country, and according to the World Health Organization, that number could triple in about 4 years. President of the Bahamas Alzheimer's Association, Wendy Poitier, believes that the implementation of a national dementia plan would lessen the burden on social services, the country's already strained healthcare system, and the families of victims struggling to meet the high cost of 24-hour specialized care.
We anticipate that by 2030, we would have over 6,000 persons with the disease, with Alzheimer's and dementia. We already know we have an aging population. How are we going to deal with those persons?
According to Poitier, Bahamian women are more prone to dementia over men and oftentimes battle symptoms like progressive memory loss, poor judgment, confusion, speech impediments, and mood changes. She says a national dementia plan would provide more extensive data on who is diagnosed, medication plans, and other benefits for patients.
A lot of people, there's that stigma that is associated with the disease. So first of all, people are not even going to admit. So that makes it a little bit more difficult in even getting proper statistics.
ZNS News was able to speak to the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. the Honorable Michael Darville, to get an update on where we are when it comes to legislation and the introduction of the National Dementia Plan.
Our ministry has already had preliminary meetings. I believe we need to step up with those meetings and bring the association together in collaboration with the technical experts from my ministry as well as Sandals Rehabilitation Center, and figure out what we can do to expand inpatient healthcare services at that institution as well.
While the disease remains prevalent in our society, advocates are once again calling for measures to ensure that those elderly persons diagnosed with dementia and Alzheimer's are not fighting alone and receive the best care possible. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
On a lighter note tonight, a major boost for the University of the Bahamas' science and technology education, courtesy of SpaceX. The space technology companies donated $1 million to support UB's innovation and applied research in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The funding will be used to help establish advanced laboratories and workshops where students and faculty will work to design and develop a nationally built satellite. The project monitors the country's coastlines and marine ecosystems, providing valuable data to help policymakers protect the country's environment. UB President Dr. Robert Blaine says the initiative will give students hands-on experience in cutting-edge technology while strengthening the country's pool of skilled STEM professionals. The partnership also supports UB's growing focus on small island sustainability and climate resilience while preparing Bahamian students for careers in science and innovation.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. flavors to try. What's your flavor, flavor, flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor, flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Ghost pepper, pepper wings.
Bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Well, we're going to toss it over now to Royston and Marlena, who join us for a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
The fact that you're laughing already.
I am.
You know what's coming.
I still haven't gotten over Royston rowing me. I'd like all the viewers to know.
Telling on you.
For the sound check? Listen, there's plenty more where that came from. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. Now, so today...
That aside, though, what can you tell us coming up in Access Now?
Today is a popular characters, a digital characters day. You might remember Let's Go and da-da-da-da-da. It's Mario Day.
It's a me.
It's a me, Mario.
I'm so bad at that. I can't.
We never victim blame, so I say this in jest, but I think the next person Mario needs to save might be himself. He's been saving Peach since the 80s.
Yeah, let it go, buddy. Let it go. And speaking of iconic media, the Elevation Awards this year are just around the corner. They're coming up at the end of this month. We've got them in the house to learn about what goes into getting nominated, what people can expect from this year, and why the awards are so important. So stay tuned.
Good stuff there. And Royston, I forgive you. I forgive you. Stay with us, the Bahamas tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Oh, isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? You haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
Women in Power is back, breaking barriers and inspiring the next generation of engineers. On this episode of Keeping Current, we'll hear from Xanda Bonamy, Director for Health, Safety, and Environment at Bahamas Power and Light, as she shares her story with the University of the Bahamas' Society for Black Engineers and encourages the students to explore the exciting career opportunities emerging in the energy industry of the Bahamas.
BPL being, the main power company in the Bahamas has always been
an organization that helped to foster and grow the engineering sector. Even when it started with sponsoring things like technical cadets, because I was a cadet, BPL was there along with other sister companies. They're actually not aware of all the opportunities that exist presently. And, you know, with all of our grid integration, microgrid projects, we're gonna need more innovation. We're going to need more engineers, and this is a great opportunity to get the word out there. My reason for engineering was so simple. I was good at 3 subjects: physics, math, and geography. I got the highest in geography in BGCSE in the Bahamas, actually.
It's really nice to hear about her experiences and what to expect, and to know that when I do enter the field that there is a place for me.
We all got to know her path.
It could be very intimidating. It's a very male-dominated field. Of course, more females are entering it, but then you still, like in my classes now, there's still a lot more male.
I was concerned for a long time that, you know, that the country might not have been in good hands, but I think that we are.
By empowering women and fostering collaboration in the industry, Bahamas Power and Light is shaping an even stronger, more innovative generation of engineers.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve. Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope, and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
A kidney warrior gets vulnerable and shares his story of resilience and his journey with a chronic illness. We've got his story right ahead.
Plus, a local clinic offering free hearing tests for residents. Stay close and listen up for that.
Also, a Bahamian chef is spicing things up with his very own line of seasonings. We get the dish on his latest venture. Those details straight ahead.
And in sports, the SAC Big Red Machine leading the way in the BAISS track meets.
Tonight, Access Now starts now.
Good evening on this thankful Tuesday. I'm Royce Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
Welcome indeed. Today is Harriet Tubman Day, a moment recognized in honor of one of the most courageous figures in history. Tubman is remembered for her role in the Underground Railroad, helping lead enslaved people to freedom and becoming a symbol of resilience, courage, and determination.
And her story continues to resonate today, not just as history, but as a reminder of how one person's courage can change the course of many lives. And it's a pretty powerful legacy.
Absolutely. It's also a good moment to reflect on the impact of extraordinary leadership and courage. With that said, let's dive right into the news. Tonight, we share the story of a young man battling kidney disease, his strength, his resilience, and how he's coping. Anthea Ferguson has that story.
Royston, Marlena, thank you. I want to introduce you to a friend of mine, a former co-worker of mine, a man of many talents, videographer, photographer, creative at heart, Terrell Carey Sr. Welcome to Access Now.
Thank you, Anthea.
Good to see you again.
Well, I wish I could say I could see you. I'm dealing with vision problems, but you know, it's good to hear your voice.
So talk to us a little bit about your kidney disease diagnosis, how you got there and where you're at today.
So let me let you know, it starts right off with diabetes. I've been a diabetic for the past 2 decades. 2 decades. And because of the uncontrolled diabetes, it affected my kidneys. And when you have damage to your kidneys, then you're gonna have things like high blood pressure, and then the high blood pressure is gonna continue to cause more damage to your kidneys, and eventually you're gonna end up with kidney disease. Before that, you're in the stages where they'd say you're acute kidney disease. You're stage 1, 2, 3, or 4. But stage 5 is end-stage renal disease, and that's where dialysis is needed for you to manage the toxins inside of your body.
And is that where you are currently?
That's where I am currently. I do dialysis 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
How important is it to just listen to your body and listen to those early warning signs?
It's very important. It's very, very important. A lot of people, like I mentioned, just diabetes is just a warning sign itself. High blood pressure is another warning sign. If you start to see that you have puffiness and swelling under your eyes and your ankles or your legs, go and get checked. Blood test, lab test, that's all it takes. It's just a simple testing for them to find out what the functionality of your kidneys are. I could say for me, because it's like, wow, diabetes, kidney disease, and then diabetic retinopathy, where I'm blind. I'm dealing with partial blindness. I'm completely blind in my right eye, and then there's vision impairment in my left eye. So I can't work right now because of the current situation, my vision and the kidney disease. But I still do have a job, and that's being a father. I still provide for my kids. I cook. Believe it or not, I cook. I was supposed to do a video.
What does that mean? What are these meals you're whipping up, Terrell? Tell us about these meals you're whipping up.
So just the other day, I did some sauce. And then the next day I did some baked salmon.
Any words of advice you want to share with anybody else going through this journey?
You're not alone. You're not alone in this journey. Just remember that. We think that we're alone, but we put ourselves in a place where we isolate, and that's a dangerous place to be in. We all could be warriors. Continue to fight. Stay strong.
That's Terrell Carey Sr. coming to us from his home there in Florida. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And as we continue out this kidney month, we want to keep you in our prayers and also remember those we've lost, like my Aunt Brunel. Definitely will be doing something for her this month in memory of her. Thank you so much, Terrell.
Thank you, Antia.
Royston, Marlena, back to you.
Thanks, Ianthea. Such a powerful story and so important to get yourself checked. And speaking of getting checked, from newborns to seniors, hearing health is something everyone should pay attention to. This week, the New Birth Hearing Center is opening its doors to the community with free hearing screenings and expert guidance on protecting one of our most important senses. Shaquille Dames reports.
According to the World Health Organization, by 2050, nearly 2.5 billion people are projected to have some degree of hearing loss. Believe it or not, there are many Bahamians enduring a similar dilemma. New Birth Hearing Center has stepped in to offer free hearing screenings to give residents an opportunity to check for any potential hearing loss.
So we are testing all age groups from newborns all the way to any age as an adult. For the newborns and the younger children, we are offering a specialized test called an OAE, and it's a pass-fail. We just pass-fail. If they pass the hearing screening, then that's awesome. If they don't, then we're referring them for a diagnostic hearing test. So one of the main things that causes hearing loss is loud noise, loud music, or loud sounds coming through earbuds, headphones, and that is the only hearing loss that's preventative. So you do not have to have a hearing loss from loud noise or loud music. So you just turn it down. If you have a phone that indicates to you you're turning it up too loud, then you just turn it down again, because eventually you will need to get hearing aids.
Health professionals say early testing is key to protecting your hearing and catching issues before they become serious, which is why New Birth Hearing Center is offering free screenings to the public starting today through tomorrow. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Shaquille Dames.
Make sure to take care of those free screenings. Thanks so much, Shaquille. Now, a popular Bahamian chef who's known for his boozy brunches and extravagant spreads is upping the ante and creating his own line of spices and seasonings. Matea Stewart has all the flavor in this next report.
One of the Bahamas' most recognizable brunch chefs is stepping beyond the kitchen and into the retail space. Chef PJ has officially launched his new seasoning brand, Chulo Blends. And according to him, this moment has been years in the making. Known for creating some of the most talked about brunch experiences locally, Chef PJ has built a strong following both in person and online. But in a recent TikTok post announcing the launch of Chulo Blends, he didn't just introduce a new product. He reflected on the journey that brought him here. In the video, he opens up about his humbling beginnings. Long days, small opportunities, seasons where growth didn't look glamorous. He shares that before the recognition and the brand expansion, there were quiet moments that tested his discipline.
Hey y'all, let's drop my very own all-purpose seasoning brand. But first, let's go back into how everything started. Now, I know plenty of y'all may just know me as the chef from TikTok, but I just wanted to enlighten you guys on something about myself. Just to sum it up, everything that glitters is not gold. I know what it is to start from zero. I know what it is to tote water from the pump to bed. And I know what it is to only own what could fit in a carry-on and a check bag. This is why I exercise humility and grace, because I know what it is to not have anything at all. And I am a firm believer in the humble child takes the grace of God, and also to never feel like you too bigger than the program, because it all can be taken back in the blink of an eye. So just remember, you could overcome anything in life, and hard times only last for a season. You can't say I never teach y'all nothing. In the meantime, between time, I present to you Chulo Blends.
Coming out of that clip, it's clear this isn't just about seasoning. Chef PJ consistently uses his social media platform to push a message that many entrepreneurs need to hear: humility before success. He emphasizes that staying grounded even when no one is watching is what prepares you for when everyone is. From humble beginnings to launching his own blend, Chef PJ is showing that success hits different when you've earned it with humility. For the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, I'm Matea Stewart.
Powerful story. Thanks, Matea. Still to come, the 2026 Elevation Awards are just around the corner, and we've got the details coming up. And Diane Dorset has your Access weather forecast. So stay close.
For more than 3 decades, the Bahamas Bridal Show has made dreams come true, all on a single day in a ballroom decorated wall to wall. Meet Fording Wedding and Home Suppliers, giving away thousands of dollars in great prizes while you enjoy a fashion show, wedding demonstrations, food, and champagne sampling. Someone to Love comes to Bahamas Grand Hyatt, 2 p.m. Sunday, March 22nd. Purchase tickets for this spectacular wedding and event show at bahamasevents.net or call 421-9783.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
and Royston. It's Tuesday, and it's time for your Access Weather Forecast. Your quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. Our satellite picture shows mostly clear skies across the Bahamas, aside from some residual clouds over the extreme southeast Bahamas, which should move out of the area tomorrow. Meanwhile, a weak cold front will move into the northwest Bahamas Thursday night, increasing the chance of showers as we head into the weekend. Now, taking a look at your boating forecast in the northwest Bahamas tonight, winds will be easterly at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet and a low tide at 7:31. For those in the central Bahamas tonight, winds will be easterly at 12 to 18 knots with seas at 3 to 6 feet. Therefore, a small craft caution is advised. For the southeast Bahamas, winds will be easterly at 15 to 25 knots, seas at 5 to 8 feet, and a small craft advisory also in effect. Now, for boaters on Wednesday in the northwest Bahamas, winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas at 2 to 4 feet. On Wednesday, we'll get a low tide at 8:39 in the morning, followed by a high tide at 2:19 that afternoon. For bullets in the central and southeast Bahamas, winds will also be east to southeast at 12 to 18 knots low, seas at 3 to 6 feet, and that small craft advisory is still in effect. On Thursday, in the northwest Bahamas, winds will be southerly at 12 to 18 knots, seas at 3 to 6 feet, a low tide in the morning at 9:42, and a high tide at 3:22 in the afternoon. For bullets in the central and southeast Bahamas, winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 knots, seas at 2 to 4 feet with that caution for small boulders dropped. It's time now for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Correct on a rainy morning. Good morning, how are you this morning? It was hopping, leaping, jumping, skipping.
That was your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that wraps up your Access weather forecast. But join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone. Melina, Royston.
Well, to be honest, smart solutions is one of the innovations I'm most excited about in B2C business because it gives our small business customers a tremendous advantage. There's so many unique tools that are part of the smart solution suite that businesses can implement, from as simple as managing their email, security, website and web design, to a multitude of services that one can get through smart solutions, because we know a number of small businesses may not necessarily be technology savvy, but that's the reason why the smart suite of solutions is available at their leisure. We're the best in the business, right? Nobody else has it. This suite of smart solutions is only available at BTC Business. So again, if you're talking about email security, your email address, building a website, all in one solution, one suite of products, only BTC Business has it. And that's what gives us the edge.
Well, if you love music, Bahama invites you to the John Batiste Jazz Club this week to witness the lyrical genius of rapper and musician Talib Kweli. He performs at the Jazz Club tomorrow night, March 11th, and Thursday, March 12th, and those tickets can be purchased on bahamar.com.
Make sure you get those tickets, of course. Now, speaking of musicians and entertainment, the 2026 Elevation Awards is gearing up to showcase the best and brightest on the local entertainment scene. And here to tell us all about it are Vince McDonald Jr., Managing Director of Encore Media Group Limited, and this year's host, Sherelle Duncombe, better known as Roxy Star.
Thank you so much for joining us on Access Now.
Absolutely. Delighted to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Now, obviously, we have to start with the fact that this is not the first year that we're having this award.
Oh, absolutely not.
So can you walk us through a little bit of the birth, or why it's so important that we have the Elevation Awards?
Absolutely. So barring COVID, we would have been in our 10th year this year. So produced shows, we're about 7 years in. And the Elevation Awards was birthed out of a need to create a space for musicians and those in the orange economy and creatives to be recognized and have a platform and a community to push that work forward and to really be seen and appreciated and heard. You know, working behind the scenes with the Elevation Award, I've worked with them almost from inception, eh?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I feel like my age coming out now.
10 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah.
Almost from inception, I've been in the background working with logistics, operations, and marketing strategy for the Elevation Awards. So me being in front of the camera now, you know, the Elevation Awards it's partly my baby as well.
That's home.
So I'm excited
All the
to
way,
be a part
all
of
the
the team.
way,
But
yep.
yeah, we needed a space for the orange economy. We needed a space for musicians to really feel seen.
Right.
And I think that was the foundational part of putting this awards program together.
Beautiful. And so important that we get the recognition, of course, in that environment.
Yeah.
Now, a number of ZNS shows and ZNS employees are nominated for this year's awards, including Access Now, which we're very excited about.
Yeah.
I only found out today. I didn't know. Oh, wow. But I wanted to ask you what goes into the nomination process.
Well, you know, we are all about relevancy, and so it's very important for us to make sure that we honor and celebrate the best of individuals that are putting in the work. And so our nomination cycle runs from the end of our nomination cycle in the previous year. So this year, our nomination cycle was from September 2024 to September 2025. So work and products and productions and creative pieces that were released within that time cycle were the ones that were eligible for this year's Elevation Award. So every year is a new eligibility period. So once you make the eligibility period, you will submit your content for nomination consideration. And on top of that, to ensure that we are relevant and we are accurate as much as possible with our data, we also partner with networks like the Broadcasting Corporation in the Bahamas and other streaming platforms and other platforms that releases content to help us give us the data as well, just to make sure that what we are receiving on one end also match up to what is widely being distributed and marketed. So it's a very tedious process.
Casting a very wide net.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, I have to ask, what goes into selecting the winners in each category? For no reason at all.
Oh my God.
General curiosity.
Well, we have different stages of our selection period, so our selection process. We have a group of individuals that are industry executives that are part of our selection committee, and some of our categories are actually public voted categories. So some categories are more portfolio based, where these nominees will have to submit their portfolio to justify, you know, what their work and their dates and
their impact.
Right. And then others, you know, like some of our party bands, our People's Choice Award categories and other categories were more public voted categories, which are more like fan-based categories. So it's a two-part process. One set of categories are decided by a selection committee, and the others are public vote categories.
I don't envy the role at all. So
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. How do you choose?
Roxy, I got to ask you, this is, of course, not, well, the first time perhaps hosting, but not the first time being involved. What can we expect?
Well, this is my second year hosting.
Second year hosting.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. What can we expect from the awards show this year? And, of course, please tell us how we can get tickets.
Absolutely. So you're going to expect high energy. That's automatic. Anytime Roxy Star is on the mic, you can expect definitely high energy. And it's going to be a celebratory space, because I always tell people I am a fan girl of the Bahamian artisan. Like, I literally geek and pass out when certain artists, I get to see them in their element. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. So you're going to see that high energy. You're going to see some really great fashion, because please come dressed and pressed.
That's right.
Yes, this is not a jeans and t-shirt event. This is a very elevated,
the panic button.
I like what you did.
Very elevated event. Absolutely. So for those of you who are looking to get tickets, you can go ahead and log on to our website, www.theelevationawards.com. You'll be able to purchase tickets there. For those of you unable, we will be broadcasting on ZNS. Live.
And then when and where, one more time for the people at home?
It is March 21st. We're going to be at Margaritaville downtown. Doors open at 6 p.m. And this man runs a very tight production shift. So we will be starting on time.
On time.
Yeah. This is not the time to do the diva entrance. Be on time.
Look good, but be there.
Be there.
Okay. Love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Access Now. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Of course, wishing us
I was going to say, wishing you the best and congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you so much. And it's now time to check in on Total Sports. That's coming up next.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here. Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052. Shop Smart, Shop Smart, oh, everything is here.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. The BAI says track and field championships into day 2 as SAC would storm out to the lead after 1 day of competition. Several Carifta stalwarts impressing. A look at the footage. QC getting some points on the board in the boys under 13 at 1,500 meters as Jadon Wright would easily take this race in 5:43.24.
I was a little nervous at first since it was my first time, but at the end I feel good.
Boys under 20 110-meter hurdles finals. SAC's Jacario Wilson was dominant again, outclassing the field, winning in 13:48, significantly under both the Carifta and World Under 20 Athletic Championships qualifying standards.
Well, I feel good. I did everything my coach told me to do. I just came out to compete for my school, and I did it. I broke the record.
Under 20 girls 400-meter finals, another Carifta stalwart crossing the tape first. Alexis Roberts would take this race in 56:26. Boys under 17 400-meter SAC's Gerard Woodside just missed out on qualifying for the Carifta Games, but did break the BAIS record in the boys under 17 400 meters, crossing the tape in 49:09. The former record of 49:23 was set by Egan Neely of SAC last year. And speaking of Neely, the 4-time Carifta gold medalist from a year ago would take the boys under 20 400-meter crown, running a 48:67. Bryson Roll of C.W. Saunders finished in second in 48:89, and Christoph Munro of Temple Christian finished in third in 49:86.
My mindset was to just win. I know that time is far, far from my PB, so my mindset was just to come and win because this is my first 400 for the season.
Now a look at the standings after 2 days of competition. The top 6 schools in the 6th spot, Kingsway Academy with 90 points. In the 5th position with 127 points, the Charles W. Saunders Cougars. In the 4th spot, the St. John's College Giants with 221 points. In 3rd, the Temple Christian Sons with 262 points. And in 2nd, narrowing the gap with 660 points, the Queens College Comets, but still out in front after 2 days of competition, the St. Augustine's Big Red Machine with 702 points. Final scores from day 3 in tomorrow's Sportscast. To the Diamond in baseball news, the day after they were officially eliminated from advancing at the World Baseball Classic, the Bahamian professional baseball players in Team Great Britain came out and showed some fight in their tournament finale. Team GB defeated Brazil 8-1 at Dakin Park in Houston, Texas on Monday, ending their experience at the Classic with a 1-3 win-loss record. Major leaguer Jazz Chisholm Jr. had his 2nd straight multi-hit performance after starting the WBC hitless at 9 at-bats against Mexico and the United States. Bahamian starting second baseman of the New York Yankees was 2 for 5 on Monday with 3 RBIs. Ian Lewis Jr. had a solo home run in 4 at-bats. BJ Murray was 1 for 4 and scored a run, while Trace Thompson drew 3 walks and scored twice. To the hardwood in college basketball news, a major accomplishment for Bahamian Collegiate hooper Rayma Collins, as she was named Conference USA Player of the Year after a breakout season with the Florida International University Panthers. The junior forward was not just the Player of the Year, but was awarded several other accolades as well. The Nassau native was also named CUSA Newcomer of the Year, as well as placed on the All-Conference USA First Team and CUSA All-Defensive Team. It's the first time in program history FIU has had a Player of the Year. The forward was an immediate standout for the Panthers, ending the season top 5 overall in the conference in several key categories, including scoring, 17 per game, which was second in the CUSA, rebounding at 9 per game. That came in at third, and she also led the CUSA in blocks at just over 1.5. And still on college hoops, Yolette McPhee-McCoy and her Ole Miss Lady Rebels women's basketball team, they fell in the Final Four of the SEC tournament over the weekend with a tough out against third-seeded Texas. The Rebels had another strong regular season, respectable showing in the SEC tournament. They are now anticipating an at-large bid for the NCAA tournament. And for Coach Yo, she wants the committee to understand that her team is definitely amongst the best in the country.
So if we can do that after going on a 4-game skid, after losing a player, we did this all with one of our starters being out, and she'll be back. Okay, I probably could have played her today, but it wasn't worth it, right? She'll be back. I think people, after seeing what we did to Auburn, seeing what we did to Vandy, seeing how we crawled back in this game, and like you all said, the game was closer than the end score. If people watched it, it was very competitive. It was a 2-point game. We're going to be a tough out.
That's been Look at Your Sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales here at CBS Bahamas. When it comes to hardware or home improvement items, we guarantee the lowest prices. That's our price match guarantee. If you find anything we sell for a lower price anywhere in the Bahamas, let us know about it. We will beat that price. We want your business. Shop at CBS Bahamas or cbsbahamas.com.
Well, that does it for Access Now tonight.
Of course, join us tomorrow where we sit down with BTC to discuss their Silver Blue Connection program.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Innes. This is ZNS.